Sanibonani bangani bami, sanibonani. Welcome back. So today we are going to cover road surface markings, specifically covering regulatory markings. Regulatory markings. We are here, okay? So la kukhulunywa ngani na? Kukhulunywa ngokubhalwa kwemigwaqo. Uyabona ukuthi imigwaqo, this umgwaqo lona, umgwaqo unama markings umgwaqo bhaliwe kanjena. Sometimes kunamanye ama-sign emgwaqeni uzowathola eme kanjena in lezo zinto lezo ke abayibhalanga nje ngoba babebhorekile bathi awuthi sibhala umgwaqo. No, these signs, this is what I'm reading now, where this is here. These signs are used to control the actions of drivers and regulate the flow of traffic. Lama sign law. They are used to control action or actions of drivers and to regulate the traffic flow. Right? Switch off. To regulate the traffic flow. Okay. So, moving on. The first thing that we are going to look at is this. The stop line. Stop line. You see? Stop line. What does it mean? Stop completely before the solid line. Move off when safe to do so. This is a stop line. You'll notice, let's move to yield line. Yield line, you slow down and give way to traffic and pedestrians crossing or waiting to cross your path. Applies also at railway crossing. So I want you to notice this. Look at this. The stop line, look at the stop line and look at the yield line. The stop line, it's dotted lines, and the yield line is dotted lines, dotted line, and this one is solid. It's just solid. This line, you see? So now, this is how you see which this is a yield line. Why do I emphasize on that? Because sometimes uzoyithola lento lena, sometimes ungayithola lento le bayibeke kanje, yabona, but kungabhalwanga ukuthi stop la. So also, if you find it like this, uyazi ukuthi this is stop and that is yield line, because sometimes they won't write stop and sometimes they won't draw the yield sign. It will just be lines. So you must know that is a yield sign and that is a stop sign marking. Okay, all right, moving on. So we have pedestrian crossing. You look at this, the pedestrian crossing is like this. So what are they referring to, or what are they talking to? They are talking about these lines. Ukuthi lawa ke pedestrian crossing kusho ukuthi Johnny Walker ila abahamba khona. Yeah, fuck. Siqhubekeni. And then moving on to block pedestrian crossing. You see, here it's still pedestrian crossing, but it has blocks, hence it's called block pedestrian crossing. So also is to do what? Is to give way to any Johnny Walkers on or about to enter the Johnny Walkers crossing on your side of the road. Johnny Walker, I refer to pedestrian, okay? Abahamba ngenyawo. This is a no overtaking line. When you see this line, when you see this marking on the road, tiwa, do not overtake. On its own or on your side of a broken divided line, you may not allow any part of your vehicle, or you may not allow any part of the vehicle to cross the line, except to access property on the other side. So uma kuze kwami thokuthi umgwaqo ubhalwe kanje because uze kwami uze emzini wami, then you can cross this line, but otherwise you are not allowed to do that. Yabo? And then you have this line, no crossing line, no crossing double line. What do they say about this? You may not allow any part of the vehicle to cross this line at any time. The two solid lines sometimes have a broken divided line between them, but this one, it's no crossing double line. You may not allow any part of the vehicle to cross this line. It's easy. Then you have channelizing line. This line, you find it between the lanes of traffic moving in the same direction. What do we mean? This is the road. Okay, traffic moving the same direction. So sometimes it's like this, but then traffic is moving in the same direction. Okay, it's the same direction. This is what they mean. You may not, what do they say here? You may not allow any part of the vehicle to cross the line at any time. Then you have the yellow left edge. This yellow left edge, yellow line, it's what is sometimes referred to as the shoulder of the road. This is sometimes referred to as the shoulder of the road. Yellow line here, you may not drive continuously on the yellow line. And you do not overtake on the left unless the vehicle is indicating that it's turning right. So let's say this is a single lane road, ne? So if this car is indicating that it's gonna turn here, and when you are here, then you may overtake on the left. But even when you are overtaking on the left, you are not allowed to touch the yellow line or to cross it. Okay, that is the rule, my friend. So yellow line, you may drive on the yellow line only to allow the vehicle behind you to overtake you. Then you may shift onto the yellow line, but make sure that when you shift onto the yellow line, you see that there is no traffic that is obstructing the road, or there are no pedestrians on the yellow line. And the distance is 150 meters. White right edge works the same as the yellow line. You may not drive or cross the right of the white line. U-turn are not permitted on freeways over the white edge. U-turn freeway. U-turn freeway. Fork. And then moving on to this painted island. You may not drive or stop over the marking. The island, this one, the painted island, you may not. This is also painted island, and this is also painted island, and then this is a parking bay. So this parking bay, you find it here. A car has to park here. You find it by the side of the road. A car must park here, and it must not step on the sidewalk. A car must perfectly fit within the demarcated areas. You see, this is a parking bay. So now, this is how you just read these things and you get to understand them. So obviously, if we go one by one on everything, we'll finish next year, my friends. So please make sure that you go through the rest of these things. Here you have what? These signs are used to control the action. They're still saying the same thing. So A is for ambulances, B for buses, T for taxis, F for firefighters, C, D for diplomatic vehicles, MB for minibuses, not Mercedes-Benz. fog. And then you have D for Defense Force, P for Police, SOS for SOS telephone in an emergency only, and then L for loading zone, and then R for rickshaws. So if you don't know a rickshaw, when you are in Durban, you'll find these people going with some things like these. Yeah. Ooh. And then it has a shelter nyana here, and then you are sitting here. And then this is the person holding this thing, pulling you with this thing. You'll find them by the beach normally, rickshaws. So this is to show Gucci this is reserved for this, reserved for this, reserved for that, reserved for that. Yes. So now, without stretching this too much, I am going to let you go through the rest. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for watching this, and I'd like to believe that you guys are putting effort, you are studying and making sure that you are getting that learner's license. Okay. Cheers guys.